guys, so for about a year now I've been working on a book which is all about fitness and training. I would say it's a manual of sorts. So the training manual has an exercise library. It has extensive knowledge of programming, and programming is basically how you make your own workout like plan, and then how you can change that like on the fly, how you want to change it depending on what your goals are. So it has all that knowledge, and it has 18 sample plans included and more. So if you're interested, leave a comment below. There's one thing, or maybe two things, to make your workouts faster and harder, right? And that is supersets or giant sets. Basically the same thing. There are many different kinds of supersets, like how you do them. Like there's a isolation sandwich. Basically you take one muscle group that you're working, right? Let's say the quads. You do an isolation and then a compound and then an isolation. So for that it will be leg extensions and then maybe squats or leg press and then back to leg extensions. So that's an isolation sandwich. But that's not the kind of superset I'm talking about. The superset I'm talking about is connecting multiple exercises. So for quads or for legs in general, that could be your squats and then hamstring curls supersetted together. Your remaining deadlifts with leg extensions. Right? It's just supersetting multiple exercises together. So for a superset, you do the first exercise. You do it for the amount of reps that you like designate or whatever, and then you would go immediately into the second exercise with like no rest or minimal rest, besides like walking to like the other place, other station, or equipping your gear for your second exercise. But you basically want like no time in between, and then do your second exercise for whatever reps, and then that's when you rest. Or if you have another exercise, you would do that, and then you would rest. And then you would repeat the cycle over again. That is a superset. You link up multiple exercises, and if you've never experienced this will be hard, because it will be fatiguing. You'll be going from one exercise to another one, and then maybe even possibly to another one. You have like very minimal rest, and you're getting cardio in it, as well as muscular gains. And most importantly, you save time, because if you do those exercises separately, you would have rest times in between each set. And depending on how many sets you have for each exercise, that could save you 30 minutes. If you have 10 sets of rest, that could be avoided, each being 3 minutes. That's 30 minutes. That's a lot of time that you could save. And you could also make your workouts harder, more challenging. On to giant sets. What are giant sets? They're slightly different than supersets, because most of the time you use supersets for like isolation exercises. Personally, I use a lot of supersets at like the end of my pull day. So I currently do. So I do cable pullovers supersetted into face pulls, and then supersetted into cable curls. So that's a 3 exercise superset. So I do that, and that's basically, after that I'm finished. But giant sets, they include compound exercises. So basically, you can format your entire workout into a giant set. It could just be never ending. You just never end. And so a giant set usually has 5 or more exercises. Giant sets work the best for upper or lower days or full body days, because there aren't as many overlapping muscles, unlike a push-pull legs day. What you do is you start off with a compound exercise, and then you go into your second compound exercise if you have one, and then you go into your third if you have one, and then your isolation exercises. And the same thing with the superset. You go through them all with no rest at all, but at the end, you don't get any rest. You just go back to the first exercise, and you just keep going down the list over and over again until you're done with your workout, basically. And this saves even more time than supersets, because you have no rest whatsoever, basically. You rest your muscles when you do a different exercise, and this builds even more cardio. This is more challenging than that. You're basically doing interval training with no rest at all. It's very hard, but it saves even more time. And if it's more hard, then it's even better for yourself. You become even better because of this. So you don't need to start with giant sets. Giant sets are pretty extreme, but you can start with supersets. You can superset the little things. You can superset a compound with an isolation, right? At least for me, I did dumbbell bench press, and then supersetted that with neck curls. Right? It's like neck curls, just neck. It's like I can do that anywhere. I might as well just put it with my dumbbell bench press. Right? I needed a bench anyway. So just the little things, just adding on an isolation to any compound. I also did dumbbell shoulder press with lateral raises. I found that after my shoulder press, I can still do lateral raises at like my normal weight. I'll get like less reps, because I'm like more tired in general though. Try supersets. Try giant sets. They'll save you so much more time. They'll make your workouts harder, and that will make you better.